champions. The champions. We are back, guys. This morning when I woke up, I didn't have that Champions League feeling yet. Honestly, I made a video this morning. I told you I'm still in between Serie A. That is not over because they are still playing, by the way. Lazio is winning 2-1 against Verona. Napoli, they are not first anymore because it's Udinese. Because I didn't digest the 0-0 against Empoli. And between the Champions League is back, but it was something really abstract, really far away. And I had really difficulties to come in. Then I listened to the press conference of Thiago Motta together with Locatelli. I started to see some images, some videos, some posts from Juventus, people starting to speak more and more about it. Guys, ragazzi, now I start to be extremely excited. I don't know you guys, but I really start to be excited, and I totally entered that Champions League mode. Today we'll try to do the starting lineup, the one that has been predicted by Sky Sport Italia, where you will absolutely not be happy about. We'll speak about our boys, what they have to do or not. We can speak about a few words about Locatelli, about Thiago Motta, the choice of having Locatelli and not Danilo, not Gatti in press conference yesterday. Does that mean that in Champions League we have another captain or not? We have a lot of things to say, guys. So let's try to do it all together. Hello, welcome back to all the people that are there. Today we start a bit earlier. Why? Because, to be honest, today, I don't know, I was thinking so much that my head was hurting a lot, and I said, you know what, instead of starting extremely late, let's start a bit earlier so that I go to bed at a reasonable time. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Ciao to Sir Raz, that was the first one today. Buongiorno to Juve Corner Cast. Ciao to GJustjuve, that is absolutely not happy about Adrien Rabiot. Mufid, ciao Beppone, ciao Juventini. I'm so happy that we have already my ticket for Juve Cagliari on the 6th of October, 12:30 p.m. So happy to be my first time at the Allianz Stadium supporting my lovely Juventus. Look, about games, about attending the stadium, I'm a bit pissed off, to be honest, because I was in contact with to have some tickets to go to Juve Napoli, and at the end I have no news, so I think that I will be home, guys. I will not be there for Juve Napoli, and it's a bit of pity because I really wanted to go. But yeah, guys, if you have no tickets, then you can't take your plane, and etc. So I will postpone my first time at the Allianz Stadium this season, but it is what it is. I'm happy for Mufit. Ciao Bogdan, ciao to all. I will be at work when the game is on. I hope I can squeeze a live stream in my phone to see it. I hope for you. I know that living on the other side of the world is difficult, especially for Champions League games. I know it, especially if we start at 6:30 or 6:45 p.m. I don't know exactly. I need to check. Ciao LJJ, ciao grandissimo. I knew the live will happen today. No, but we are in Champions League mode, so we need to be here. Ciao Naruto, ciao Neven, ciao Stavros, ciao Beppe and everyone. Ciao Acrepi, AGC Calcio is there as well, or AG Calcio. The Just Subscribe new guy that just joined us, grande. And by the way, you are probably the 33,641 Juventini of the world joining this channel, so thank you for your trust, for your subscription. Really appreciated. Grande AG Calcio. You know it, it's a bit the tradition here when we have new or members or subscribers, whatever, everyone is helping to tell us where you are from, where you are watching from, and if tell us a bit about you, because we love to see and to hear about that. Ciao Gabriel Lilla, ciao grande, ciao to Yosh, Young, Don Simon, Westerman, Sasha is there as well, The Invisible Man, Shadow 975. It's really funny because we have and The Invisible Man, and right after we have Shadow 975. Beautiful things. Ciao a tutti. Okay guys, what do we start with? What do you want to start with? Of course, it is Champions League theme. Did you hear about the press conference Did you follow it, or you just read the big words, the big line? It was a long one. It was really long. But the Champions League press conferences are always really long. First of all, because it's not only one person, but it's two persons that are speaking, and that's one. Secondly, because they take their time, because you have much more journalists into the room. You have also international journalists, especially the one from the country against who will play. So it's always taking a lot more time. Ciao to Shadow again, that is laughing with my joke. Kenan bench. So pay attention to that one, because there is something that people need to start understanding now. Predicted lineup is not the official lineup, and that's one. Okay, when I tweeted, because I was listening to it, when I tweeted the words of Giovanni Guardala, that is a journalist, a well-known journalist in Italy, working for Sky Sport. I tweeted that lineup: Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Gatti, Bremer, Cambiaso, Locatelli together with Thuram, Weah on the right side, Koopmeiners, Nico Gonzalez, and Dusan Vlahovic. So one thing that is really important, this predicted lineup is not the official lineup. The official lineup we will discover tomorrow. That's one. Secondly, really important is that we have a new coach that doesn't give us not even one single name. So until the day of the game, we don't know who starts, who doesn't start. We need to discover Thiago Motta, who he is, what he's doing. So Guardala, yeah, it's a beautiful name. I agree, Jack. Wait. Hey, it's September, guys. I start to be sick because, you know, my wife started a new job. My son is going to school. So they come back with a lot of microbes, virus, I don't know, microbes, I don't know. And of course we start to be, that's why my head was hurting this today, because of them. But anyway, that's not the thing. So Guardiola is giving... Indeed, Giovanni, look there. Guardala means look there. It's really a nice name. Indeed. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Ciao, my grande, my brother. I love to see you there with us in the chat. Thank you, Ike, to say hello. So predicted lineup is not official lineup. It's important. So what they were giving earlier today, they were actually saying the feelings we have from what we noticed, from what we saw, is that we will confirm the exact same defense. Thuram has big chances to start after the few minutes against Empoli. Koopmeiners will be there. And then Nico Gonzalez will play on the left instead of Yildiz, that could enter from the bench, to have Weah from the first minute there. And Dusan Vlahovic, of course, on top. I don't know if it's a correct lineup. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. But it's true that was there. The only thing that for the people, because I saw a lot of reaction for the people that do not like that lineup that I showed you here, the good news is that Sky Sport, if we are looking at the recent history of lineups made up by Sky Sport, not one time they were correct if we are speaking really about recent years. And we are not even speaking only about last year, but really about recent years. So if we go to the lineups reported by Sky Sport, we see Di Gregorio into the goal, Cabal not there, Yildiz not there, Cambiaso will be here, Kalulu deservedly there, Gatti, Bremer, we have Dusan Vlahovic on top, Locatelli, Thuram, Koopmeiners, and this time we have the surprise, Nico Gonzalez on the left, Weah on the right. Which means that with that lineup, Yildiz is on the bench as offensive changer, Bangula as well. But it's a really strange setup. If Sky is right, it's a really strange setup. Not because Nico Gonzalez is here. That's not why it's a really strange lineup. what is really curious to me is the fact that we have Bangula and Yildiz. There are two players that are playing on that side as well. Weah will probably not have 90 minutes in his legs. So it's strange. According to me, it's really strange. What can you do in second half if Weah is tired? You can put him away. You can put Cambiaso eventually with Cabal entering here. That's a move that you can do. But whatever change you are doing from the right side, if Weah doesn't fulfill the 90 minutes, you're playing with a player that will have less energy because he started the game. And that's why it's really, really, really strange. Then I don't know if Bangula will enter, but it could be, it could be that you really say, okay, you know what? In second half, we go with Cambiaso here and we go with Yildiz here. Could be that you have a way more fresh Yildiz. But I think it's really strange. I think it's really, really, really strange. Yeah, you can do as well that. You can also, of course, having Nico Gonzalez. That is shifting to the right. Cambiaso stays here. And you have Yildiz that enters instead of Weah. Yildiz on the left, Nico Gonzalez on the right. Could be, But you also need to pay attention that you have a Dusan Vlahovic. If you start, guys, if you start with Nico Gonzalez, Weah, at the moment, Milik is the vice Vlahovic, but Milik is still injured. He will not be called up for the game of tomorrow. So who are the two alternatives if Vlahovic feels bad, if he's not performing well, if he needs to be changed? The two are Nico Gonzalez and Weah. If both of them are starting and both of them are probably not in optimal physical condition, it's really strange. Guys, I'm not saying that it will not be that lineup by Giovanni Guardalà that is there and probably knows more than me. But it's really strange in terms of who do you change if you need to. On the left, we are safe. But for a vice Vlahovic or for a vice Weah, we are a bit in a problem. The other roles we have enough. We have Yildiz that could potentially play here instead of Koopmeiners, or Adzic if we want. You have Douglas Luiz, you have Fagioli, you have McKennie. So you have enough players in the midfield as well. Cambiaso, Cabal, Bremer, Danilo, Kalulu, Rui, Savona. You have enough in defense. So we have enough alternatives in defense even to move Cambiaso up front. So I think it's really a strange choice if we start like this tomorrow. Then what is the reason why Yildiz would not play from the first minute? To have the velocity of Weah, you can still bench Nico Gonzalez and starting with Yildiz. Or it means that you want to do something different. Tomorrow. And then we need to think out of the box. Let's think not in a 4-2-3-1, but maybe thinking in giving support to Dusan Vlahovic. But then Weah makes no sense. Or you want to do like this. That could also be, that you drop back a bit Koopmeiners, not having him as offensive, and playing with two wingers that are a bit more closer. But that would be strange because we saw Thiago Motta playing only with wingers that are extremely wide, especially when we are playing against teams that are playing with 5 in the back. Now we are playing against a team that is playing with 4 in the back. So, could be. It's really strange. Honestly, it's really strange. Let me read a bit of your comments. So, I don't get it. If we have a full team, pay attention. If we have a full team with everyone at disposal, I could even get into it. Cambiaso is key to start from the back. Yeah, but you can do it. You can do it also with Cambiaso is here to have that superiority in midfield. Even Kalulu did it in the second half of Empoli. Did you see it? Because we saw Cambiaso doing it only in the first half. Then we saw Kalulu doing it in second half. I would love to see both of them doing it. We saw both movements. If I'm not wrong, we saw both movements in the second half of Juve Como with Cambiaso and Cabal. But we were already leading. But that would be nice that both of them can do this to unlock our midfield. Could be, but that doesn't change. You can still have Cabal here if you play with Yildiz. To have Nico Gonzalez on the bench or Wea on the bench, whatever you play. Again, I'm not blaming, because I see a lot of people being extremely angry because of Nico Gonzalez. This is not what angers me, honestly. I like Nico Gonzalez. That he didn't play well, of course, he didn't play well. But I don't understand. Already we start with, we don't like Nico Gonzalez, we don't want to see him anymore. He played a few minutes against Roma, where he just entered, and then he played 60 minutes against who was it? Empoli, where he just came back from international travel. I think we overspent. We paid too much for Nico Gonzalez, and on that one we agree. But now to say we don't want to see him anymore on the field, I think it's a bit reactionary. What I don't understand, if Sky is right, is why both of them. I have no problem, honestly. You know that I'm a big lover of Yildiz, but I have no problem in Yildiz starting from the bench. I think that's the problem of people. People, they are not happy with Yildiz being on the bench. But why can't Yildiz be on the bench? Because he's on number 10. Everyone can be on the bench, especially offensively. You will see, offensively, every single time we will have different players that can start, that can enter, that we can play with different players. That's also why we were looking for versatility. So I have no problem with Yildiz starting from the bench. Honestly, it's even good for a 19 years old player to also understand that you are at Juve and that you need to fight every single day for your spot. Not that he's not doing it, don't get me wrong. But the message of, oh, guy, okay, but you still need to grow, you still need to learn, you still need to show. So being on the bench is also an option for you. There are no untouchables. And I would love to that further in the season, when we recuperate all our players, that also Dusan Vlahovic understand it, because he's 24, he has a lot of things to prove. Like all the players. We know it, Thiago Motta is not looking at ID card, at nationality, at the experience. He doesn't care about all these kind of things. So show yourself. I have absolutely no problem with Yildiz starting from the bench. Again, this is not what annoys me. What annoys me, or questions me, I have questions, is about this. Two players where both of them could potentially change Vlahovic, and both of them are can play on the right, while we have no players to play on the right. Or you have to put a Cambiaso after a first 60 minutes, for example, where you have give everything. That's my problem. So let me say hello to the people that are here as member, extending. Jafar, Kashush, Ciao Beppe, Juve 2, PSV 0. I hope you are right. And let me thank you for your 14 months, like I want to thank Sader for 31 months. Thank you, Beppe, for this amazing Juve community. Thank you to you, Sader, for being here since so long and being so loyal. Thank you, Sader. Like I want to say thank you for 23 months to Kamis Al-Jamal. Motta seems one-dimensional tactically. That's a beautiful message. But what do you mean? That's my question. What do you mean with seems to be one-dimensional? Can you develop a bit? Because one-dimensional, we can go into a negative comment, a positive comment. We can go towards a lot of explanation. What do you mean with one-dimensional? That's what I really want to understand. I know, but of course, I criticize, I don't know, for example, Koopmeiners, and 1 second later, he can score a goal and I will celebrate it. No, that's normal. That we criticize players and then we celebrate. It's not because we criticize a player from Juve. If you are a Juventino, you can criticize a player that is belonging to your team, and then if he scores, at the end he scores for Juve. So, no, on that one I have no problem, Amo, that people are criticizing. It's just that I see already now at match day 1 of Champions League, match day 5 in total of our season, with Nico Gonzalez that, again, trained nothing with Juventus, received his chance to play against Empoli, where the entire offensive line didn't do well, but also Motta was not able to find a plan B. So offensively, we were toothless. He can't play anymore. We don't want to see him play him anymore. And no, but it's not correct, because Vlahovic, a lot of people, they like Vlahovic, and then Vlahovic deserves to play. But no, because the Vlahovic didn't do anything yet. So, we have to be, I think we have to be objective and correct. If Thiago thinks that Nico Gonzalez is in form and can give something, I will support his choice. Again, I need to understand the second part. Then, maybe Thiago Motta sees them that in form that he believes that all of them can play 90 minutes and we do no changes. Why not? By the way, I think the game is over between Lazio and Verona. I was watching, it was 2-1. It finished 2-1. Okay, 2-1 for Lazio against Verona. By the way, I don't know if you watch it or not, but Parma-Udinese, people will say, Beppe, you're crazy. But I watched Parma-Udinese. I really enjoyed it. Pay attention to Parma, because Parma, they were, according to me, a bit robbed against Napoli, because they were leading 1-0, they lose 2-1. Today, they do really well. They play really, really well. If they find the key to stay with 11 men from the first until the 90th minute, they can do really a beautiful season, joining or avoiding the relegation quite fast. Let's see. Anyway, Parma is doing well. Udinese, surprisingly doing well. Okay, now that we spoke about a predicted lineup, I want to read your comments and then we go towards the alternatives or the other possibility, whatever. Nico Gonzalez will be Locatelli of wingers, if you know what I mean, Beppe. If you want to go towards the one that will sacrifice himself for the team, that will play a bit more behind covering, it could be the Swiss knife, the one you play, or the one, or maybe you are going towards the direction, the one that on the field we will not see him shining, but he will do a lot of dirty work, will be criticized by the supporter, but loved by the coach. That can possibly be. And there are always players like that, that are working in the shadow and not appreciated by fans, but really appreciated by coaches for what they see and what they bring to the team. Could be. Thank you to Oscar, 9 months. Remember to give a like to the best YouTuber ever. That's not how I describe myself, but thank you for the beautiful comment, Oscar. 9 months. The baby can come out. Finally. Grande Oscar. And in the meanwhile, did we reach a bit more Juventini? Yes, we did. We find a new Juventino of the world that joined the channel. Okay, guys. For me, Chiesa is still way better than Yildiz. Yeah, but Chiesa is over, guys. Oh, maybe that's a good question. Who is at today? Wait. I will do a poll. Paul, about Federico Chiesa. Let me start again my phone, guys, because I updated to iOS 18. Bah. I updated, but I don't see any changes. We'll see later. Ooh. Ooh. We will see later. Okay. I'm really curious about your votes about Federico Chiesa. He won't be a showman like Conceição or Yildiz, but he will do much other jobs for others, similar to what Rabiot did under Allegri as well. There are a lot, also Locatelli. Yeah? Also Locatelli was a player like that. Today he spoke. At the microphones. It was really a beautiful interview of Locatelli. I really appreciated it. There was just one thing that caught my attention. Who listened to the interview of Locatelli? Or the entire one, but I mean listening, yeah? Yeah, I think. You know, he was already, and I knew already about it, but you know when it was really visible for me that he was really underrated by fan? It's this season. Because, guys, at a certain moment, you can have an idea, but you also need to be flexible to change your idea. You really need to be flexible to change your idea. This season, you can't say anything, except of the Roma game where he didn't play that well. But the three others, including Empoli, according to me, was really good. The most consistent midfield, he changed totally his game. It's a different Locatelli that we see on the field this season, according to me. Then he's still not at the prime phenomenon. But according to me, he's really, really a different player, a total different player. But there was one thing that caught my attention. Two things. One that is obvious when he says that he knows that last season he didn't do a great season, that he had some difficulties, that he also had to look at himself to find some answers. And I love that. Like Steve is saying, very mature Locatelli in his interview. Yeah. So I really think that it's good also publicly to take your responsibility. He said it. Looking at myself, yeah, I did some mistakes. It was not a great season for me. I need to look at myself I looked at myself to also understand that I was doing some things wrong. Fantastic. Then I spoke with a coach. We spoke together with the new coach, with Thiago Motta, and now we know what to do. But what caught really my attention was where he says, it's the first question, by the way. Yes, we missed the Champions League. I can't wait to hear the music again because it's full of emotions, etc., etc. And the second question, then he says, the team changed a lot. We are aware. We are here with a lot of guys that want to do well. I must give an example. We have a lot of guys here that are also young. It's easier to say things now. So he says, the team changed a lot. I must give the example. We are here with a lot of young guys that wants to do well, which makes it easier also to say things. What does that mean? That was really in the beginning, in the beginning of the press conference. I don't know if someone else paid attention to that one. Of course, that is taking leadership, that is speaking, that there are a lot of young players, and that's a good thing, of course. But that also means that last year, probably there were a lot of players that in the locker room had the statute that was actually avoiding some players to take the world. Or that Locatelli, because it's always two ways, because, you don't have to wait, according to me, that the older ones are gone to prove that now you're a leader. You don't become a leader because the other ones are going away. That's too easy, according to me. That's too easy and is an excuse. I just wait my turn and I will be promoted one day because of ancienity. I have difficulties with these because their personality, because their history is too big, so I will just keep quiet. One day they will leave and then I will automatically grow. No. Yeah, bravo Imran. It's true. I heard more or less the same also with Chesney. It was not the same things, but yeah. Probably. What he means exactly, we don't know. We are making suppositions. So he means I don't know, but it's a supposition. Then I say to Locatelli, last year you were already in some games, a lot of games you were vice captain, and in a lot of games you were already wearing the armband. Saying it's easier to say things here now. That's where he needs to grow, according to me. He really needs to grow on that one. I was happy that Thiago Motta took him in press conference today because that will give him even more a beautiful role into the team. The fact that he has been taken away the captain band and given to Gatti, because we know it, we were talking about it. Danilo is captain. If Danilo doesn't play, who will be captain? If we are looking at the hierarchy, it's Locatelli. Well, in the beginning of the season, he lost it. He lost that captain band because Gatti took it. Gatti went out of the field one time. Danilo entered. Danilo received that captain band. So, I also think that Locatelli, beginning of the season, when he spoke, because he said we spoke with the coach, probably the coach said that let's take you away a bit of responsibilities, of things on your shoulders. How did I always describe Locatelli? I always described Locatelli like one that was always sacrificing himself for the team, that was looking more to the team first before himself. And at the end, instead of being rewarded for that, well, the bad performances came, and also he has been blamed for that. And he also lost La Nazionale for that. So I think that in these discussions with Thiago Motta, they said, take it easy. Find yourself first before stepping up again and thinking about the team. That's what I really think. That's what I really think why he didn't receive that captain band in the beginning of the season. But also that now it's already a different Locatelli, much more reassured, much more confident about himself. He's feeling well in the team of Thiago Motta. He receives the trust, he plays. And I think it's also nice from Thiago Motta to say, okay, now you're ready to come. But is Locatelli a natural leader? No. Can he become it? Yeah, he can develop some leadership skills. He can be respected. It's easier, like he said, with young kids, with new ones that are arriving. But I don't believe that he had that natural leadership. It's not that when you enter the field, you have that presence of leadership that comes like that. I don't think Locatelli has that today. You know what I mean? That simple sentence opened to me a lot of questions about the leadership of Locatelli, but also about the locker room last year. It was difficult, guys. Last year, we started really well. I had the opportunity to speak with a lot of players when things were going really well in terms of results. And it was good. But I think that it flipped totally. We know it, Allegri and Giuntoli were not speaking anymore to each other. It was not a beautiful atmosphere. Guys, we always said it. You never believed me when I told you it's always the entire Juve that you need to pay attention for. Ownership, high management, sporting management, technical staff, players, and all the people around Juventus. that are working with Juve, but then also the supporters. You need to watch everything. You need to watch every single piece of it. And clearly, in the second part of the season last year, something was really totally broken where things were not going well. And by consequence, the results were not following anymore. Yeah, I think as well. Ciao, Pugs. Grande Adriano. There is Allegri, maybe, that didn't control the locker room. Him or that he gave the world to some... wait. There is Allegri, maybe, that didn't control the locker room. Him or that he give the word to some he like, the older ones, and not give speak space to... Yeah, okay, I understand. It was a bit strangely written, or I can not read it correctly. But no, I think it was. I think in the locker room they gave up. It was a total disaster in the second part of the season, which was really difficult. Players with... How many times did we hear also Allegri saying, we must think about the team and put aside our own interest. We heard it a few times last season. He didn't blame one player in particular, but it's something that we heard 1, 2, 3 times, coming back. And I think that last year a lot of players were thinking about their own objective when the results were not following anymore. Because when the results are following, when you're first in the ranking of Serie A, it's easy. When it's not following anymore, that's where it starts to be really difficult, I think. Oscar, we said already hello, and thank you to Yurki Steph, new member. Thank you, Yurki Steph, that became a GJust supporter. Thank you, my friend. Really, really, really appreciate it. Then we have Naruto Beppe. What do you think about Marco IFTV opinion on Napoli finishing season about Juve? We already spoke about that. I think it's an opinion, guys. What is it based on? Because the memories of Marco are the ones of Antonio Conte in a season without any European competition is winning. Winning with Juve. Winning with Inter when Inter went really fast out of the competitions. That's where it's based on. Because Antonio Conte stayed 1 year and a half without training. With that will, he has a lot of will to do really well. He goes in a passionate team that wants to be back, because last season was a total disaster. On top of that, they invested McTominay, Lukaku. That a lot of people criticize Lukaku, but Lukaku at Napoli with Conte will do well, and he's doing well at the moment. Who else did they kept? Kvaratskhelia. The only one that is gone really a big one is Osimhen, but we knew that he would leave. So I don't agree with Marco that Napoli will win Serie A, but it's not that crazy. It's not that crazy. Then Juve is in a total rebuild, but one that we never saw at Juve. Players, coaches, management, everything is new. Everything is totally new, and it takes time. I know that we, Juventini, we want to win every single game immediately. We want to win every single competition, and because we are not able to split reality. Because in our reality, it's a continuum. Juventus is not winning since 4 seasons. Scudetto. 4 seasons Scudetto. We are not winning the Scudetto since 4 seasons. So we are now in our 5th season that we don't win, and it's time to win with Thiago Motta. Which, yeah, okay, I want as well. I'm a supporter, I want to win. But, guys, I'm not sure if we will win this year. I am not sure. We are obliged to qualify to Champions League. That's an obligation. We are really obliged to qualify to Champions League. And I want to win. I want to fight. But I want to see progression. I want to see the ideas on the field. And then, as Thiago is saying, step by step, game by game. Today I heard something that he repeated now for, I believe, the 15th time, Thiago Motta, in his part, where he says We want to play our game. We want to play our game. We need to play our game. We want to play our game. We must play our game. This is the objective. And then he said something extremely important. What is the big? Did you pay attention to it? I didn't read it that much, because I saw a lot of things reported. Like, for example, at a certain moment he said, "Il calcio è semplice. Football is simple." They said, "Football is simple." They said, like Max Allegri. And then he said, "We attack with 11, we defend with 11." That has been reported, but there is one thing that has been said between two sentences that, according to me, was really important. He said, "Our biggest objective is to be competitive against every single team." This is the objective, the biggest one of Thiago Motta. Biggest objective is to be competitive against every single team. He didn't say winning. He didn't say this, that, arriving top 4 or not, or better or less. Being competitive against every single team. That means being competitive against an Empoli, being competitive against a Roma, being competitive against a Napoli, being competitive against a PSV, Real Madrid, whatever. That's the first real objective of Thiago Motta, that is looking at the season game per game per game. Ciao, Colo. I will read you in a second. Give me time, Colo. How do we know for sure that Thiago Motta is also thinking like that? At a certain moment, he received a question about the new format. He said, "I really like the old format a lot, but I like this one as well." Now, we don't know how it is, because he received a question, is a draw in that new format less important than it was in the past? He said, "We don't know, because it's a total new competition." And then he continues saying, "How many points do we need to make in Champions League to qualify?" He said, I don't know. He said, "I don't know. I read somewhere, or I saw something," he said, that to qualify directly, he says, directly to the second round, to the knockout stages, so immediate qualification, you need 23 points. He said something like that. Okay. 23 points. I think that Thiago Motta and calculations, it's not really his best. You can criticize Max Allegri how much you want, but in his calculations, of Thiago Motta, of Allegri, was really great in predicting how many points you had to win the Scudetto to qualify to Champions League or whatever. No. He didn't say. He said 23 to come first. That's not what he said, because I listened twice to it. He said, to qualify directly to the knockout stages, you need to make 23 points. 23 points is even impossible, because you play 8 games. You can't have 23 points. It's not even possible to make 23. Or you have 24, which means you win 8 games. Or you do 1 draw and then you have 22. 23 is impossible, guys. It's impossible. It is impossible. I would love to have 23, but how do we do? How do we do? You have 8 games, which is in total, if you win them, it's 24 points. 23 is impossible. How do you do 23? So 23 or 24 or 22? 23 is impossible. But when he said that, he said, I think something 23 to qualify directly. No. To qualify directly, according to the calculations, it is damn, now I forgot, but I think it's 16. 15 you have high chances, but 16 and you go in the first 8. But guys, it's a calculation. It's not even a reality, because we never experienced this. But 16 and you go through. Normally, if you want, go with 17 and you're reassured to be in the first 8. But yeah, probably 24 and 1 point deduction, Seferin, just because we are Juve. But what does that mean? Honestly, he didn't make any calculation about it. He received the question, who are the favorites and who can be the surprise? He said, I don't know. About the favorites, there are 8, 10 favorites. About the surprise, I honestly didn't even think about it. I don't know. I didn't even take the time to think about who could be possibly the surprise. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's really fixed on PSV, like he was totally fixed on Empoli, like he will be fixed on Napoli after the PSV game. Is it good? Yeah and no. Next season, with Thiago Motta, I would love that he also starts to plan. Not anymore just match by match, but that he's able to check things in a mini cycle of games. Will be important for the growth of him and for everyone. But now it makes sense. The team is new. He needs to prove himself. He needs to learn to manage multiple competition. The team needs to adapt to him. The team needs to grow. The team needs to have experience also in Champions League, in high battles of Serie A, in every competition. So it makes totally sense that he's saying, we don't know. New competition, new team, everything is new. So instead of going and planning now, let's watch game by game without calculation. If you see that starting lineup against Empoli, yeah, he's doing it. He's showing us that he's really doing it game by game by game. And he says that my biggest objective is to be competitive against every single team. Ciao grande Julian. Colo had a question. Beppe, first Juve Roma and now Juve Napoli. Would you rather have the big Serie A games at home in the first half of the season or in the second half? But you have how many big games do you have in Serie A for Juve? You have Milan, Inter, Napoli, Roma, Lazio. Do we want to take Torino for the derby? But six big games. Atalanta, sorry. Let's say 7, 8. But it would be nice to have like 4 and 4. 4 in the first and 4 away. 4 home, 4 away. And then you change. Then, of course, if you have all of them away in the first part of the season and you lose all of them, then, okay, you will recuperate some points when you play at home, hopefully, in the return, but probably it's too late already to fight for the Scudetto. On the other side, if you play all of them at home in the beginning and you have a lot of points, and then you start dropping all of them in the second part of the season, you had false hope because you were thinking, no, I would love a balance. But it's like in everything, all balance. Now, I have to admit that in this phase, having Juve and Roma in the beginning of the Roma and Napoli in the beginning of the season in our home, it's good because at the end you have your supporters that are there. The honest coach. The coach, yeah, what's happening with Motta Ball? Is it the players or the leader himself? Coach, I wrote you a message on Instagram because we said that we promised to the people to be here with an analysis of the 3 first games. And you left me without reading my comment. I know that you are really busy, but you didn't even read my comment. I was waiting for you to tell us, to explain us. Because if I start explaining, people, they don't believe me. But you love Juve too much or you're influenced by your thoughts. You always defend Juve. You defended Allegri, now you defend Thiago Motta, you defend Locatelli, you defend this, you defend that, you defend that. You need to tell us. But no, I don't believe. Look, according to me, I don't know how many of the games you watched, Rafaz, but according to me, there is no problem at the moment. Honestly, for people that were expecting Juve to play immediately calcio champagne game in, game out, I think that they were wrong. The thing is, we need patience. We need a bit of time to implement ideas. People are also discovering Thiago Motta. Some people are a bit disappointed because they were expecting a full offensive football, which Thiago Motta is not doing. Thiago Motta is a balanced coach, offensive and defensive coach simultaneously, with the big difference with Allegri is that he wants to play having that ball possession as much as he can, and these things we are starting to already to see them. We already start to see a much higher ball possession in every single game. We start seeing a huge pass accuracy of the players. What is lacking at the moment is players that are able to create something also up front, keeping that balance. Because I think that we were a bit scared against Empoli to lose that balance, to open spaces for them to go in counter-attack. And probably we were too scared yet to not follow the initial plan of Thiago. And I think that the players, they want to do that well what Thiago is asking them, that they lose a bit at the moment that personal initiative. But it will come with time. The players will know each other. They will know the coach. They will know. You need time and you grow. Of course, for us Juventini, we are scared that it takes too much time. For the rest, I'm not worried. And tomorrow will be a game where I'm expecting Juve to do extremely well. Because it will be a much more open game, even if, pay attention, because PSV is not Ajax. Ajax has always been in tradition a team, whatever competition they play their game. Sometimes it's going well, sometimes it's going really bad, but they play their game with their identity, with their DNA. PSV is an extremely offensive team in Eredivisie, but in Europe they are aware that they are not in Eredivisie, that they are not the undiscussed, untouchable leader, unbeatable leader. Last year they lost only one time. They are aware of it, and they are way more cautious. So, but the game will be open, and they will try to score. Dottore, 20 months, Marco Tardelli and Ravezzani comment on DV9. I don't know what they said, guys, about Dusan Vlahovic. I can tell you what I think. I don't know what they said. Fabio Ravezzani. Let's look on Twitter. But if you have a link, Dottore, we can read it. I don't know what they said. I really don't know what they said about him. Motta ball can't happen right away. But you know why it's because you're saying Motta ball. When we start with these words, guys, Motta ball, Allegri ball, Sarri ball, whatever ball, this is, you're jinxing it. You're putting bad luck. That's why. Because we speak about Motta ball. I don't like that term. That's why. When I see ball, I'm allergic already. Julian, Bonan, I was about to say Happy New Year. Happy birthday, 1 month. By the way, it's nearly your birthday. Eh? If I'm not wrong, you are the 10th or the 12th of October. And now I'm a bit. I think the 12th. Julian Dos Santos is the 12th of October that he's born. The 10th. It is what it is. Going to uni in Eindhoven tomorrow with my beautiful Juve retro shirt. Look at that. He will represent Juve in Eindhoven. Imagine that. That's really beautiful. Saraz is saying first my birthday. It will be on the 6th. We have Alex Messi. It's the 4th. So we have the 4th. We have the 6th. We have the 10th. I'm the 11th. By the way, on the 13th, Juventus will play in the Allianz Stadium against Roma, but the women. And I'm extremely happy because it's a long time ago that we played with the women in our stadium, and I'm super, super happy about that. Okay. Yeah, but we are speaking about October, Gabriel. To January. It's far, far, far away. 28th of October, Acrepi. 9-9. That's far away, huh? That's far away. 9-9 is next year. Fly. Too late. 24th of October for Coro. Look, 25th of October I accept because that's really close. That's really close. Tell us, huh? Naruto, when it will. 23 of October for Nuradin. 22nd of October. Mamma mia. 16th of October. We are only October fans here in the chat. 11th June, 6th of October, 16th. No, now you are joking, guys. It's impossible. I asked you. We are 317 people. I read already 25 people that were born in October. Incredible. My birthday was the 8th, the same as the Juve. Can we say happy birthday? Because we are still there. Can we say happy birthday to Cecilia? Cecilia, I remember, the first ever member of this channel. Can we say happy birthday to Cecilia? Happy birthday, Cecilia. Sorry that but international break, I stopped a bit the lives and I didn't see you. So happy birthday, Cecilia. Happy birthday to Cecilia. Okay, guys, about tomorrow. What do you expect? What are your fears? What are your certainties? What are your thoughts about the game of tomorrow? Do you have some questions about what we have to do, what we can't do, what is disallowed, what good, what bad? Tell me, guys. Tell me. Kalulu is fantastic. But I spoke well about Kalulu since day one. Let's see if he will be able to continue and keep that physical condition. He said yes, so let's see. But Kalulu, sometimes we're really reactive. It's not nice, guys. Imagine you're Kalulu. You open Twitter. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't want you. We don't like you. Plan C, Plan D, Plan E. What is this guy? We wanted Calafiori. We wanted Todibo. We don't want Kalulu. We want you open Kalulu. You open Twitter. You see the thing like that. Of course, you don't want to go to Juve, guys. You're thinking twice before joining Juve. Hey, these guys, they don't want me. I'm considered Plan D. Why should I go there? Sometimes we need to give a bit of at least when we know that it's really close and that it's really real, that things can happen, give a bit of patience. Let's see. Emerson Royal, go, guys. They wanted also someone that was able to reinforce that defensive line, because the problem of Milan is not scoring goals. Defensive podcast will tell us, but the problem of Milan, it's not scoring goals. Last year they were really great in scoring goals. They score a lot of goals. The problem of Milan is that they are conceding too much with Pioli, and also this season they start also like that. Then if you tell me we have a new coach, what will he work on offensively? They're already doing well. Or keep offensively, but you need to pay attention also defensively. And if you bring me Emerson Royal instead of Calabria, where Calabria is even more defensive player than Emerson Royal, then there is a problem, I think. But anyway, that's the problem of Milan, that tomorrow will play against Liverpool, with Chiesa that will be called up for the first time. So what are people saying? Honestly, Beppe, I might concede a goal. Where? You want to concede a goal tomorrow? Why would you concede a goal tomorrow? We need Vlahovic to be 100%. Need to show a big stage to get recognition again. We will win with more than 3 goals. Anthony, Dusan will rise to the moment and score early. We need to use our chances. I have a feeling PSV will push a lot, making us defend a lot. Kalulu is a real asset if he stays injury-free. I agree. Forza Juve from Jim. If Dusan put on his shooting boots, then it's 2-0. If not, then it's 1-1. I'm expecting a big performance. If you see what happened against Empoli, I'm starting to get worried. It will be a total different game. Total different game tomorrow. Tomorrow we have to dominate the midfield and isolate Schouten and Veerman from the first minute. Agree? I agree. Schouten was really strong at the Euro. It's true. Dusan. I am most worried about Dusan tomorrow. Lock the game and movements of the team. But I hope I'm wrong. I really like him and I want him to succeed, but I'm worried. Now, prediction tomorrow, not today. I think that we will do well. But, Sarazi knows, because he writes down everything. I always said, Juventus will do well in Champions League. I think that our way, the 8 games, are really difficult. I always said, difficult. But I think that anyway we will do well in Champions League. I think that the Thiago Motta team, we will see a total different team that will be able to play, that will dominate the game tomorrow, that will go with some attacks. I don't want to be over positive, but I think that Juventus will do extremely well tomorrow. Of course, the Empoli game, after the 0-0 of Roma. Tomorrow, guys, it's much more important. Tell me if you agree with me or not. But I think that tomorrow is a game that is much more important than only the Champions League. Tomorrow is much more important than only Champions League. Tomorrow it's a game that is worth 4 points, not 3 points tomorrow. Especially after the draw against Roma and Empoli. I didn't want to lose or to draw against Empoli because I said that was the starting engine. Now we are in a moment where you can't lose against PSV. Not only for the Champions League, because at the end we have 80 games. If you lose the first one, it's annoying, but you have time to recuperate. But if you don't win against Roma before international break, you don't win against Empoli after international break, you don't win your game against PSV, that is on paper a Juve in your stadium, starting the competition again, you need to beat them. They don't have Lozano. They are not sure if Lang will play tomorrow. So you see, tomorrow you need to win to boost against your confidence and tell to yourself we can score goals. Because if you don't win tomorrow, you take all that one in your bag and you're carrying negativity, and you play against an Antonio Conte in your stadium on Saturday, which will be extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. So tomorrow is much more worth than only 3 points. Tomorrow you need to score. You need to score, preferably open play goal. How do you say open game, open goal, whatever. When you play, not set pieces. Yeah. I prefer, if really you have to draw, hope not, because I want to win, but then I prefer, honestly, I prefer a 3-3 than a 0-0. Open play goal. Yeah, bravo. I prefer a 3-3 than a 0-0, because I want to be able to score. That's what we need to find confidence again on. Nociceptor, I will watch the game live tomorrow and sit where the players warm up during the game. I hope for a good result. Wow. What an experience. What a fantastic, beautiful experience. Hey, bring us luck, Noci, bring us luck. About Dusan Vlahovic, yeah, you said it already, Chef, that he needs the boots. I don't think it's a problem of boots. Honestly, it's not a problem of boots. It's not the shooting boots. It's not the shoes. It's here. Here. We already spoke about it so many times. At the moment, Dusan Vlahovic, according to me, there was a moment where people said, Captain Dusan. No, Captain Dusan what? Captain Dusan what? No, Captain, no. I always said it. Dusan is far away from being a captain today. Yeah, he has the grinta, he wants, he celebrates as crazy, and he's really into the team, and he really wants to do well. But that's not captain, huh? That's not captain. Captain is much more than that. If you have a Dusan Vlahovic that is leaving the game after 15 minutes because he fell on the ground, if he's leaving the second half because he's going one-on-one on the goalkeeper, it's not able to score, and then he disappears, then that's the problem. That's the problem. The problem is that it's a player that cannot accept difficulties, cannot accept mistakes. You have people like that. I know some persons like that at the first adverse, how can you say, at the first difficulty or the first mistake, they can't go forward anymore because they are too much into themselves. Why did I do that mistake? I should not have done that mistake. I have a problem with that mistake. What if I do that mistake again? What if the next ball comes and I will miss it again? I need to do better. I have to do better. I must do better. I want to do better. And they are that much busy with themselves that they are totally out of the game. And they don't accept. Sometimes it happens, Sometimes it happens. You miss something, it's okay. You go, continue. Continue. After the game, you can analyze your game. Go back home and watch the game again. You record it and you watch it again. You can do that, huh? And until you are not able to do that, you will always fall in the same mistakes. Always. I heard and I read a lot of we need to help Dusan Vlahovic. We need to feed him. We need to give him the balls. Ragazzi, we were speaking about the Dusan Vlahovic that was presented like he said himself, there is no difference between me and Holland, except of the speed. They are the same age, I think. If you see the goal that Holland is scoring with Manchester City, the guy, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. It's here, huh? It's in the mind, huh? He's a cyborg. He doesn't care. But since young, he had that personality of not caring. He goes. Then it can happen. It can happen that he miss a goal. It can happen that he receive a lot of criticism. But he doesn't give up. He keeps boom, boom, boom. And he's criticized, huh? At Manchester City, he's criticized, huh? If there is one game where he doesn't score, but he's finished player, overrated player, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He continues. He plays. Boom, boom, boom. It's a machine. It's really a machine. Really, really, really a machine. Really. It's incredible. It's incredible. Then I'm not saying that he's the best in the world, but that the mental strength of Holland is making a difference. That's why he can still keep being into the game and banging goals. For me, that's another level, huh? That's another level. And Dusan, it's not about that first control, it's not about that shot, it's not about this, it's just mental. And that's the huge big difference between a champion and one that is not a champion today. If he can unlock that factor, can be because the goals that he scores, Dusan with Juve, they are beautiful. They are from a really high level of difficulties. Sometimes he scores a tap in as well, but if you can do that, it means that you have the ability to do it. It means that you're strong, that you're technically really strong, that you're a valid player. He has it, He's huge. I saw him real life a few times. Not from only the stadium, from the stadium, but also in real life like that, like 1 meter from distance. He's huge, He's big. He's tall. So physically he can win the duels, I saw sometimes duels won by him when he's really there. Boom! You see the movement that he's doing. You see him scoring with the right, with the left, with the header. He's really, really strong. So I don't agree when people are saying he's not good for Juve. No, I think he is. But Dusan Vlahovic, he needs one thing. This. And you can be the best one technically, tactically, whatever. If you fail here, I'm stronger. If you fail here, I'm stronger. Yeah, but pressure, of course, pressure. He's putting pressure on himself. But it's a mistake. He wants to do perfect, and then it's a problem. Retegui is a player that I'm not the biggest fan of Retegui, but Retegui has it in him. It's true. He had that. He has really, really that mental strength. It's true. From what we saw, yeah, really, I agree. And he's doing well with Atalanta. He's doing really well with Atalanta. He wants it too much, and it looks like he lost all the easiness. Hope he can start scoring with continuity. But 2 seasons ago, I would have said, I hope he goes with international break and that he scores a few goals so that he can have that positive energy, confidence coming back and starting. Or I hope that he scores so that the next game he will be confident. But no, it doesn't help. For Dusan, it doesn't help. Scoring today doesn't help for the game of tomorrow. It doesn't. We saw it. He scores 2 goals against Verona, and the game after he disappearing against Roma. You know what helps for Dusan? That he scores in a game, that he receives the applauses from the stadium, from the team, and then for that game he will be top. He will continue to be top because he knows that he already did the job. Rami Singh, I don't agree with you, Beppe. If you don't have the technicality, even if you play with your confidence, well, no, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, Rami. This is not what I said. I said, if you are the strongest one, technically, etc., but your mind is not there, you can't perform. I didn't say if you are a shit, you will become a star. That's not what I say. No, if you're guys, there is a reason why we are behind our desk watching YouTube and speaking on YouTube instead of playing football. No. That's not what I said. You need talent in football, but you need a combination. And at that level, this makes a difference. Otherwise, you can't. I speak about Trezeguet. How many times did I speak about Trezeguet? Trezeguet was not the most technically gifted player when he started his career. Wait, the cat. It's Gatti. He's a bit, I don't know. I don't know how you... He's a bit strange lately. I don't know. I think he's a bit sick as well. I don't know, guys. Um, but no, seriously. No, I didn't say if you're bad, you don't become strong because you're strong mentally. But, if you're bad, you can become something if you're strong here. You have that perseverance. You have that never give up mentality. You have that try again. You have that accepting mistakes and knowing that you're not the best one, but you want to improve, and you do it step by step by step. You don't give up at the first mistake. The mental can do a lot, can do really a lot. I saw a lot of people, but I'm not speaking about football. I don't speak only about football, but in general in life, people without degree, people without experience, but they had that ambition, they had that strength, they had that mental strength of accepting criticism. Today he said it, huh? No, not today. Post game of Empoli, you can do so much just because you're mentally strong. You can decide a lot. Huh? I saw a lot of technically given talented people, but they had like 10% of the strength, mental strength of someone else, and they didn't make it, while the other one make it. Yeah. Then if you have a combo of both, and talented and mentally strong, you can do wonders. You can do wonders. But, oh, ragazzi, Giaccherini, tactically given player? No, it's a player that didn't give up, that mentally was strong, and he went and he did a beautiful career. Balotelli, Cassano are a really good example of that. Yeah, but not only. It's no. Balotelli and Cassano are not the example. No, I don't agree. Balotelli and Cassano are totally different of what I try to explain. Balotelli and Cassano were players that were thinking that they were mentally super strong. And they still think that they are mentally the best. The problem with these guys is that they're totally out of reality. They're totally crazy. They have no respect for authority, for living in a group. They don't know what it means. They're a bit crazy. It's different. They are auto-sabotaging themselves. That's totally different. Because honestly, a Balotelli, a Cassano, we see the part where they reach the top. But before that, they needed that mental strength to arrive to a certain level. The problem is that when they reached it, they totally give up on it, because they thought that one-on-one would have helped them again, because that's how they were used to. They grew up in the streets. It's a one-on-one. It's you live or you die. It's totally different. What I'm explaining, I'm speaking about players that are talented, really good talently, but they have a weaker personality, or they can't face adversity. They stop at the first mistake. That it's totally different than Balotelli and Cassano, what I try to explain. Look, a Ravanelli is the perfect example. Unfortunately, it's from a bit more in the past, but the Ravanelli is the perfect example of what I describe in a good way. The player that, guys, he was you see Ravanelli scored a goal in a Champions League final. Ravanelli at Juve was whistled from the supporters. Was whistled by the supporters. They didn't want to see him on the field. They said he was a disaster. That when he was touching the ball, he had absolutely no technique. He couldn't control one ball. The ball was arriving. He was finishing 3 meters. But the guy was strong here. And he didn't give up. And he really wanted to succeed in the team of his heart. Because he was a Juventino since a kid. And he made it. He really made it. Really made it. And became a fan favorite. But here, Ravanelli here, super strong. Super strong. Moreno Terracelli strong, yeah, but I would put him in the category of the miracles. The miracles. Because sometimes, and that's a factor that we didn't speak about today, but then you need a bit of luck as well. Huh? You need a bit of luck as well. Having, the opportunity to be seen. Because sometimes you are the best one, you are the most motivated one, but you don't make it because you are not lucky, because nobody noticed it. Or they noticed you, but they have already 5 right backs. And it's not the right time. Luck of being in the right moment, The right moment and the right time. Super important, luck. Luck is super important. Being with the right coach that is able, I'm not speaking about tactical or whatever, but a coach that is able to understand you, to believe in you, to trust you. Guys, there are people that are speaking about a certain coach as he's a piece of shit, and you speak to another person, he's saying he's the best coach of the world. They're speaking about the same coach. It's not that one is right or one is wrong. It's just that for that type of personality, they found a super beautiful match. And for other ones, no. And this is story of life, huh? This is story of life, guys. Yeah, very hard worker. Yeah. Then, there is also a difference between being hard worker and being strong mentally. There are degrees and differences. Huh? But anyway, why it's because of Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic, he needs to solve that. According to me, it's accepting that he can also do mistakes. If he starts to accept that he's doing mistakes, he will go through. And he will be a fantastic player. But he needs to accept it. Accept that you can miss a ball, and then that you will score maybe 3 goals. At the moment, if you are honest, it is not enough yet what Dusan is showing us. And I don't think that a goal will unlock the situation. Even 3 games, scoring game by game, will solve the situation. Because last year, in 2024, he started with games, boom, 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 every game. He helped Juve a lot, huh? And he has again that dip. Now with another coach, with other teammates next to him, it's himself. It's just himself. Bravo. Hanin is saying, look at Antonio Conte and Lukaku. Look, that was also a question, because I start seeing also the people, but we should have gone for Conte. We should have gone for Conte. Because look at that. We knew he would do really well with Napoli. Look at what he's doing now with Napoli. They won 4-0. They didn't even watch the game. People are saying that, because against Parma, seriously, they deserve to lose. Huh? And yesterday, the game, they didn't deserve to win 4-0. Which is even scarier. Because these results are pumping up Antonio Conte a lot. Huh? But we will never know if he would have done really well at Juve. Because there is a factor, guys, that you don't take into consideration. He's doing well at Napoli. For what reason? Because there is only one competition to play. Because they took him Lukaku, which was essential to him. At Juve, would you have preferred Antonio Conte? Because we want that. Yeah, but without competitions then, without Europe. Champions League for a second year in a row, without Europa League, without Conference League, so 0. And with Lukaku instead of Vlahovic. Because this is what we are speaking about. This is what we are speaking about. For the people that said we wanted Conte, we said it because they are now it's a reaction after the draw of Empoli. It already started after Roma, after Empoli even more. We said it, we wanted Conte. Look at Conte, what he's doing, especially after the 4-0 that they won yesterday. Hey. But it's a different situation. Antonio Conte didn't come to Juve because we are playing Champions League, because we didn't go for Lukaku, because of this. And that's why Antonio will do well at Napoli. Then we will see at Napoli when he will have to manage 2 competition 3. Maybe he grew, Maybe maybe Antonio Conte grew in that aspect, but this is something that we don't know. And again, Antonio Conte, short term, while we are working on a really long term. Give Motta a chance for, but of course. I already started to see, I didn't make a video explicitly on that one. I wrote a tweet about that. I already see comparison. Allegri, Thiago Motta, guys. Basta. Long term. I said, I think, a really beautiful thing. Speaking about myself. I said, I am not worried about the long term. I'm a bit worried about the short term. About that mini cycle of game, taking it even longer to the international break, so 6 games. The first one we did 0-0. The 0-0 against Empoli was really a result that I didn't want. I really wanted to win against Empoli. I wanted a 2-0 against Empoli, and then we go and we see. But that game against Empoli, I really wanted to start back with positivity instead of having question about how to score, who to play, what about Danilo, what about Douglas Luiz, what about Cope Manners, because these are questions that we have today. Nico Gonzalez, and this one. Playing Champions League, playing Napoli will be tough. So we are obliged. Tomorrow we are obliged to win. Without yes, no, this, no. Tomorrow we are obliged to win. And we need also to convincingly win. Tomorrow will be extremely important for that. Super important for that. My opinion, guys. Thoughts on important factor to help to maintain good performance consistently in this Champions League performance. I think there is only one factor. It's winning. Winning solves a lot of things. Winning solves a lot of things. It solves your positivity in the group. It makes you believe that you can do winning. Playing our game. He said it, the coach said it really well and repeated it. Playing our game. We want the ball. We want to play. We want to go higher. We want to avoid that the other ones are doing the things that they are used to do, but winning. Ciao, Mateus. Calogero, fans annoy me. Look at Klopp. He finished 7th his first season and took a couple of years to get Liverpool to the top. It's a new cycle and Juve need to relax and give Motta time. Yeah, it's true about Jurgen Klopp. It's totally true. Even if Liverpool, with all the respect, because it's a big club, they didn't win, I believe, since 30 years. I believe the Premier League. So the pressure was not the same. The obligation to win was not the same. At Juve, yes. At Juve, yes. At Juve, if you don't win, it's considered a failure. In the general optic, in the vision of the majority. If you don't win, it's a failure. Then we can discuss, how is it really serious or not? Could we have done better? What we can discuss. Who is to blame? Who is not to blame? Why? But at Juve, if you don't win, realistic or not, if you don't win, it's a failure. It's a failure. If you don't win, it's a failure. And then we are in an era today where there is absolutely no patience. This is something that I keep repeating since I have the channel, because, in management, the 20 years of management, I saw things really changing, behavior of people changing. We are social media changing. We are really in that era where there is zero patience. We comment, we give, we don't care about consequences neither. We don't care. Today we say phenomenal. Tomorrow we say shit about the same person. We don't care. We just say. The moment is important. Today is important. Today. Only today. Only today. Only today. I don't care if we will win in 1 month. Because 1 month, what will I do during 1 month? What will I tweet about? What will I post about? What will I be proud about at school with my social friends that are speaking about Real Madrid, PSG, and whatever? Now. I want now. I want now, now, now. Fast. There are some people, guys, seriously, there are some people today that made the lineup. When I said this is the lineup made by Sky Sport, which means it's a prediction, it's a possible lineup. There are some people that told me, Beppe, no. I think Di Gregorio, Kalulu, Gatti, Bremer, Cambiaso, Locatelli, Thuram, Conceição, Yildiz, Nico Gonzalez, Vlahovic will be the best. These persons exist that put Conceição as a starter tomorrow because it will be the best lineup. They don't know that Conceição is injured. What does that mean? That these people, they don't follow Juve, but they speak. And there are a lot. And they speak. Which makes people angry because, well, why? Then I saw people, they told me, but I didn't watch the game because I totally forgot that it was at 6 p.m. I thought it was at 8 p.m. Luckily, I didn't watch the game because looking at the result, it was boring. And I went, what are you talking to me then? I don't speak with people that don't watch the game. I mean, I speak, you can listen. It's not about attention seekers. It's just that today, everyone speaks. When you go to the bar, I'm speaking about 20 years ago, when you went to the bar before social media, and you had that guy that came, you are in discussion with your 5 friends speaking about Juve, about the football, you know who you are speaking to. You know also the level of competence they have, the knowledge they have. And then you have that guy that is the casual, he's entering. You don't take him seriously, you don't even listen to him. On social media, it's not like that. You have a word, the other one have a word, and it's equal. And it creates a snowball effect. Everyone wants to say. And you don't know how much they know about football or not. And then there is one huge big thing. A huge big thing is the written misinterpretation. That's a huge big thing. One thing I always said when I was speaking with my guys, different part of the world, when I was manager, and I saw they were a bit down and they had private problems. And during their break, they were messaging. I always told them, don't solve problems writing. You will never solve it. You will never solve it. You want to solve problems? Try to solve problems. Not always you solve problems, but you want to try to solve problems? Call. If possible, do even FaceTime. Why? Because the intonation of your voice, the way that you say things. Sometimes you can say something it's wrong and you can explain because you have the opportunity to explain. You can watch the eyes, you can see the face, the mimics. Super important. Written messages, you have to understand that people that will write them, they already have an opinion about you. Before even reading, they have that opinion about, they are in defense mode already before reading, because it's an argument between two persons. And when they will read it from a point of view that is negative, with the idea, how will I counterattack it? So this. So you have misinterpretation of something that you didn't even mean like that. You had a positive tone, or you had a joke in mind, or whatever. They will go towards it, attacking you, because that's not what they had, that interpretation. So pay attention with written things. And the problem today is we have a lot of writings of people, and we have also a lot of opinion about names, about profile pictures that we like, that we don't like. It's really strange, but that's a reality, yeah. That's a real reality. Today, look, Kalulu. We were describing him as a shit because last season he didn't play. But was it really on Kalulu? Or was it because we were angry because we didn't close the deal on Todibo and we didn't close the deal on Calafiori? It's not because you don't get Calafiori and Todibo that suddenly Kalulu is not good anymore. I made 2 videos specifically about Kalulu to say the guy is, when I was watching it, he was really valid, the player, for this reason, for this reason, for this reason. But pay attention, because the physical condition can potentially be a problem. But for 3 million, because that's what we spent for the loan of Kalulu, for 3 million, with an option to buy, in total 20, can you find a better player than Kalulu? No. No. Give the guy a chance. Then we will see. And if it doesn't work, we send him back. But people were angry not on Kalulu because they didn't got the toy that they wanted, because they were angry because and now people will mock us. Who will mock us? And who cares that they will mock you about transfer market? Who cares that we didn't get Todibo? I don't care. I don't care that Chiesa will score tomorrow a hat-trick against Milan if he plays. I don't care about that. It doesn't change the life of Juve. I will not regret that he's gone. He's gone, he's gone. Like, I'm not happy that Sule didn't play well, or didn't play at all. After international break, Dybala went with Argentina. Sule didn't go to play with Argentina. Sule is on the bench. He didn't play a single minute. They won at 1-0. He puts Baldanzi in, that went on international break and scored a hat-trick, by the way. But I'm not happy to say, I didn't write on internet, or I didn't make a video about it to say, you see, guys, good that we sold Sule. It's like that. Like, I will not cry when he will score a beautiful goal next week, the week after, because it will happen. Like, I was not sad when he did a beautiful performance with Bournemouth Huizen. Like, I'm not happy now that he's on the bench. It happens. Then you have preferences, of course. You can say, damn, it's a pity. I believed in that kid and we don't have him. It's a pity. Ealing Jr., Baranechea, Sule. Of course, you have opinions, you have feelings, you have... But guys, basta. What I care really seriously now is that tomorrow we play a good game. What I'm fearing, in a way, is that we want to do too well, because that can be a factor. That we want to do too well, because again, look, if I show you this, 0 appearances in Champions League. 0 appearances in Champions League. Zero appearances in Champions League. Zero in Champions League. 0 in Champions League. 0 in Champions League. We have 12 players from Juve, 12 without any Champions League experience. 12 players is a lot, huh? Let me check something. Thuram played only twice in Champions League. Twice. In 18-19 when he was at Monaco. Bremer, if I'm not wrong, 3. Koopmeiners, 5. Vlahovic, I can be wrong, but I think 7. Locatelli, 12. Kalulu, I think 16. Douglas Luiz, I think 0 as well, huh? 0, Douglas Luiz. Rui, Savona. Where I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But not a lot, huh? I think even 0. No, maybe he played with Lille a bit. Let me check. Azic. Bravo. Azic. Timothy Weah. Let's check. Five. Same as Koopmeiners. 5. Gatti will not have a lot, huh? How much Gatti? 4? 3? Two. Same as Thuram. Sometimes it happens, guys. But no, seriously, yeah. This is the reality, yeah. This is the reality. Then I'm not saying that you're obliged to have played 100 games in Champions League to be able to play a game in Champions League. But why can this potentially be a problem? Because you have that will, the emotions of do well. A lot of our players didn't score yet and they want to prove themselves. Co-planners, the young guys like Kenan Yildiz, etc., etc. They will have that will of doing probably too well. So we need to really to pay attention to that. A lot. It's another competition that you are not playing, that you're boring. Guys, when you ask to casual fans, and young fans, what is the competition that you want to win, a lot of people, they tell you, we don't care about Scudetto. We want to win the Champions League. We want to win the Champions League. The only parameter to judge if a team is strong or not in history is how many Champions League they won. And a lot of these guys, they were born in that era of Champions League indoctrination, which is important. And it's only Champions League, a lot of foreign players as well. So they have that Champions League objective and craziness, and it's correct, because of course Champions League is the Holy Grail. Became the Holy Grail, was not like that in the beginning. Well, the risk is that you have shaky legs because you want to do too well. because you're surprised, because you're not, because it's your first one, because you know that the world is watching you. No, I don't think so. But I didn't. Again, it's a possible lineup, but if I don't think it's a good idea. Not because Yildiz can start from the bench. Again, I said it in the beginning. Go back for the detailed information, Gianni. Not because for me, Yildiz can start in the bench. But the problem is that if you start with Weah and Nico Gonzalez, you have a problem because then you have nobody to sub Vlahovic and you have nobody to sub on the right side. That's the problem. Not Yildiz on the bench. Oh, he will be on the bench this year, like every single player will be on the bench. It's normal, no problem. If Kalulu is a right back, who are our center back subs? All the other defenders are playing full backs. But easy. Now it's a disaster like that, of course. But if you're looking at our defenders, take our defenders, only our defenders, and the goalkeeper. Okay. Cabal on the left with Cambiaso. You have Bremer, you have Gatti, you have Kalulu. Okay? This is the... Then you have here, you have Danilo. Do I miss a defender or we all have them here? Do I miss a defender or not? I think they are all here, right? Yeah. Well. And here you have your solution. No, Danilo is here, guys. And you have your solution. Possibly, yeah? Then we know, and that's a really good one. Wait, we know that Danilo can play here, 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 and here. That's one of the good things of Danilo, that he can play in every single role. Then, some better than other roles, but he can play in all the roles. Cabal can play here and can play here. Cambiaso can play here and can play here. Can't play as a center back. Gatti can play here and eventually can also play here. Kalulu can play here, and potentially can also play here. Savona can play here. So you see, you have a huge, big flexibility with players. It's really, really rare that you change during the game the two center backs. Really rare. Has to happen something or an injury or whatever to change them, or rotation, but that's a new game. But otherwise, it doesn't happen that much that you change both of them. So I don't even think that you need that many to rotate on the bench. I mean, if you have these players on the bench, you have enough for a lot of solutions in your center back. It depends. It really depends. You can do what you want. I would not be surprised to see one day Kalulu here and Danilo there. I would not be surprised to see Kalulu here, Bremer here. Even if I think that the Bremer, he needs automatism on that position, he will not change that much. But I would not surprise to see Danilo here one day with Savona here. I think we can really do a lot. Our defenders are versatile. They play either center back or wing back, with the exception of Bremer. Yeah. Savona, pay attention, because Savona can play in Savona can play in a 3-man defense. Huh? What he did last year. What he did last year with the next gen. That's also why he started, because of, you remember, we had, where is he? Cabal that was more here with Bremer here and Gatti. That was here, remember? So this is how we were playing at a certain moment. Or Cabal was entering the field here, but you had a Savona that was getting here. Why? Because they have that 3-man defense experience. If you're looking at Juve, how we are playing since a few games, you see that in possession we are always with 3. Always with 3 men in possession. Non-possession, we get down and we are with 4. But in possession, we are with 3. Always. It's a 3-man defense in ball possession. And then you have the one of the fullbacks that is becoming or an additional midfielder or a winger. Last question, and then we close, guys. First, let me see if we're doing well or not. It's slow, huh? Tomorrow is Champions League. Slow. The question. Today, I don't know if you watched it or not. Today, there was that training session that you are able to see on YouTube. I speak French, and I was able to hear at a certain moment Hugo, that is the vice coach, that said to Thiago Motta, je pense que c'est un mec qui veut progresser. Which means, I believe it's a guy that wants to improve. That's the only thing that we hear. We don't see any player, whatever. Of course, the question is, who are they speaking about? Then you can go with a lot of interpretation. A lot of people said it's McKennie. We don't know. We will never have the answer. But it can also be a bad thing, eh? It can also be a bad thing, because we see it as a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Like, it's not at the level. But it's a guy, I think, that wants to improve. He has the will, but it's not at the level. Could be. So then from a positive thing, we see it as a negative thing. Or it could be like he just did a mistake, but I think really that's a guy that wants to improve. Or he's mentally blocked, but at least he has the will because he wants to improve. Can be that they are speaking about Dusan Vlahovic, can be about that. Cannot just be that they are saying, wow, look at that. He's fantastically, he's doing really well. He's proving every single day in training session. He really wants to improve. So it can go in 100,000 directions. But of course, the game is, who do you think that they were speaking about? Positive, negative? But that sentence is at least a positive note. I think it's someone that wants to improve. Who are they speaking about? Fagioli, says Lorraine Busutil. McKennie, Rui. Could be, yeah? Could be Bangula, could be Rui. Adzic. Giga is saying I told you immediately on Instagram, but you didn't read my message. No, I didn't read it. Yeah, I will check later, because sometimes I don't receive the messages, or they go in the to be approved messages. Then I don't receive any notification. Rui in a negative way. I think it's positive because Motta was smiling. Is he smiling or was there the sun? Yeah, if you are looking, there's not really a smile of Motta. Here I don't see him smiling. Look, here is looking. Look at his face. You see here, Look, I think it's more the sun, because look at now, the reaction. Now he goes in a concentration mode. There is no smile anymore here. I don't know. Could be. If it's Dushan, it's not wow. I think it's a guy that wants to progress, that wants to improve. I hope so. I don't know. Guy, that was the last one. That was the last question. Ragazzi, I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we see each other for video in the morning. Indeed, Giga, we'll never know. So tomorrow we see each other. Look at that beautiful picture. What a picture. Wait, let me put it on. It's beautiful, huh? Tomorrow we see each other. Morning video. People that want, they can come on Juventus, where I'm always live from 12 to 1 p.m. Italian time. Then I need to make my fantasy league about Champions League. I just received a message that made me happy. Dai. Gute Nacht und bis morgen. Good evening, and we see tomorrow big planning. Tomorrow big planning. Planning. Tomorrow we are back in Champions League. You want to go with the prediction already? I know that you don't care, so give me the prediction for tomorrow. Yeah, sometimes you receive these messages. I was waiting for that message since really long, and I knew it would come now. I just had to be patient a bit. Mamma mia, Neven. Disaster. 1-1. 2-0. 2-0 we win. 2-1 for Juve. 2-0. 3-0. 1-1. 2-0. 3-1. The victory is important. Mohammed is saying Juve 1, PSV 0. 1-0 for Akrepi. It's Tosi 2-0. 3-1 for Bogdan. Classic 1-0. Tomorrow we'll see an open game. If I would bet, I would bet for more than one goal in the game. Let's see tomorrow. Tomorrow will be big. Ci vediamo domani. A domani. Forza. Juve. Ciao. Ciao a tutti. Oh, did you? I knew it, huh? 2 hours of like. 200 likes. Bah. Dai.